Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Just had a little bit of a lunch break. And I made myself a fabulous green tea and peach hot tea because it's cold out today, so beautiful. Oh, and I'm going to work on my blanket because it's mindless and easy peasy. Anyway, glad you're here today. Hopefully you have a nice project in your hands and you're ready to hang out and just enjoy the crochet ambiance. So glad you're here today. Let's do this. Move my camera a little bit so hopefully this angle's not too bad for you and for me. So this is my blanket that I'm having the worst time picking a hook for, but I have picked, we're going to go with a 5.5. That's what I'm working with right here is my 5.5 from my fancy hook set from Temu, which I absolutely adore. I mean, look at that hook. It really grabs. It really gives me what I want. It's not good for amigurumi. That is the only downfall so far. There's that knot I was talking about. So this part had thinned out to the point of being like non-existent. So I just made a little knot, which I'm going to purposely put in like that so it's not so out there. Oh, pardon me. There's my runny nose again. And that should do her. It'll probably be a bothersome thing here and there, but it's not the worst thing in the world, so we will survive. Here we go. And now we're in the corner. And we're going to do our little bits here. We'll go 1 and 2. And pull that out because I just threw it around the whole thing and it is not fun to undo, that's for sure. And we're just going to like that. And that just got caught because the yarn is not liking being reworked and reworked. And that is the problem with reworking things. Sometimes you'll find yarns that are very resistant to it, and I'm going to stand you up like that, and hopefully it'll just come off the top. That's what I'm hoping. But it probably won't. But that's alright. I'll work around it. I'm not pulling out my yarn bowl for this one just because my yarn bowl is full of paraphernalia right now. Paraphernalia being other hooks and other items that I use quite often, scissors and whatnot. Because I've just been putting stuff in there when I'm not working on a project, but I want to keep it right beside my bed so I know where it is at all times. So if I reach out and touch it because I'm stressing, I can find it right away. Yes, that sounds weird, but yes, I do sometimes sleep with my projects on my bed beside me just to feel close to them. Yeah, that's not gonna just unravel. I was hoping it would just unravel like that, but it's not going to. What are you gonna do? Oh, goodness. So I've stopped taking medication for my runny nose. It is feeling a whole lot better. I still have little bouts of it running throughout the day, but I'm not feeling sick at all. I don't feel weak. I don't feel like anything but normal tired. Normal tired being that I have kids that I struggle to get to bed, so I end up being up later than I'd like. They just do not go to sleep. It's not a fun time. I will tell you that much. Having kids that refuse to sleep at bedtime is not for the weak. That is for sure. You need to be strong, you need to be firm, and you need to not lose your mind every time. Yeah. Anyway, making this blanket for my family because we need some blankets, at least more than one, for out in my living room because we really don't have a lot of cuddle up blankets. All the blankets we have been claimed and put on beds, and people keep them for long term. Like my son's got like 4 blankets that we brought in the house intending for couch blankets. But no, he keeps grabbing them and taking them upstairs. They're his. My daughter's taken at least 2. And my little one has taken my giant quilt. I'm not allowed to use it at night, so I'm just wearing a hoodie and a small blanket across my feet. That's about all I got going on, but to be fair, the hoodie I have is massive and it's cushy and it's brand new and it's beautiful and it is absolutely, absolutely warm and cozy. Feels like I'm in a little cocoon, so I'm really not complaining. I just found it very funny that she took my giant king-size quilt and has claimed it as her own when she has a quilt that was made for her. But whatever, kids are kids, that's what they do. My husband went and grabbed us a couple new gaming controllers. Okay, sorry, I'll rephrase that. New to us gaming controllers for Facebook Marketplace for the win. The newer one that was in better shape is like the color a little darker than my nails. My daughter, oldest one, is going to get that one. I'm taking the older style one, which is totally fine by me. Because really, how can I say no when I feel like this controller kind of looks like a Batman deal? I don't see these very often. It's got really nice rubber grips back there. It's older, it's fine, and I don't really play games too often where she is gaming daily. And quite often I just use my mouse and keyboard. So that is just something I'll use occasionally. So I'm totally fine with that. I had a really nice white one in great condition, which I gave to my youngest already. So this is just a little replacement for the couple games I have that play better with a controller. And he got a really good deal on it, so that's the only reason why I mention it. Good deals are my thing. I love a good deal. Save me some money, you're my friend. And 1, 2, 3. I did the half double crochet to join the 2 ends to finish this row off. And I learned that from Bag O' Day Crochet, from the way she does hers. So I'm just going to adjust this a little. I feel like it's tilting on its own. It probably is, because I do think I need to replace this one. And that's totally fine too. Now I can see that knot sticking out, so I think I'm going to have to get a little fancy here. So it's over here. I think we're going to end up having to pull it over to the side a little bit. It just means this will be really worked in, which is fabulous. And through there. And we're getting some really nice growth here. For the 3rd time of me doing this. But we are going to no, I want you to go through here. And we're going to go like that. Then I'm going to go like so. Oh, we want a full double crochet. And I feel like if I just maybe sneak a slip stitch through. And then one more. I think that looks really weird, and I don't like it. So we can't do the slip stitch part. Alright, we are going to and then one more around right there. And that'll be it. And if it keeps popping out, I'll just pull out the glue and we'll just glue it into place. Just a couple little dabs of the fabric glue will hold it in place if I absolutely feel like this is not working out. I am going to start using the glue on the ends of most of my projects just because I keep finding them. No matter how deep I put them, they end up coming out and they work their ways out, and I don't seem to be able to keep them in, so that is a problematic part of my crochet journey. I've seen other people put it in and they're just fine, and I'm just like, how? How does that happen? I find mine work their way out, especially if I've been wearing it at all. So that's kind of a pain. And I do try to keep them fairly long, so that maybe they won't be far enough, won't be close enough to unravel, but they still do. So that's something I gotta work on. So for me, I'm thinking little dabs of glue, as long as they're very light, and it should keep them in place. I'm just not sure if the glue I found is going to be suitable. I do have a Singer fabric glue that I might pick up that I just found the other day at a store, so that might be a choice that will work better. Being that it's Singer, it's probably going to be less crusty, a little less noticeable, is what I'm assuming, because I know the first one I had, that is quite old, wasn't so crusty, meaning when it dried it had hard ends on it. We don't want that on the inside of our clothing rubbing up against us. That would not be cool. And with all the ends on that rainbow sweater, these are the thoughts going through my head. And 2 and 3. Ooh, I'm looking forward to having a sip of my tea. Green tea with a energy vitamin B boosting peach ginger. Smells really, really nice. So quite often with my green teas, if I'm feeling a little fancy, I will put in a herbal fruity one, because I like the flavor of green tea with fruits, and yeah, it's really quite pleasant, very immune boosting, which will hopefully help me get through the season as it's getting colder and colder and bleh. But I'm over summer, so I'd really like some cooler days, tea, crochet, a nice movie. Oh gosh. Right now it's actually a Tuesday and I have the day off for Remembrance Day. Always thinking of our fallen. Always thinking of it. And worrying about it with the current climate of the world, because I have a son and I have young daughters and I'm worried that they will get caught up and that sort of thing. And I'm just hopeful that we don't have to go through it. But anyway, least we forget Flanders Fields, poppies and poppies. All of the above. I am a big supporter of honoring those who have come before us for their sacrifice, their mistakes, their wins, their losses, all that good stuff. History is amazing. Also, this blanket actually really, really feels nice now. I was a little iffy about it with how the 4.5 millimeter hook was making the yarn feel, but this really is feeling super cushy. Like it would be a really nice, soft, drapey blanket, not a crusty square. Because that's what I was feeling like it was getting to. It wasn't going to have that softness. It wasn't going to have that drape. It isn't going to have that hug that they have requested, because they won't know that if I make it, it's going to feel more like a hug. That's what my girls tell me, which is the sweetest thing ever. So I'm jumping up to make them a blanket, right? They played me. that's okay. That is a-okay if they want to play me. I love it because I love them. And I don't disagree with them. I think this blanket's going to turn out to be a really comfortable family blanket that's going to be used by pretty much everybody. Which is always nice. I've always been a big fan of blankets and pillows on your, especially in the winter. You have company come over and they fall asleep on your couch. I take that as a sign of that they're so darn comfortable they fell asleep, and that makes me feel really good. That seems weird, but for me, it's a matter of being such a good host that you know that this person feels so comfortable at your place. They don't have to stay awake. They'll just doze off. They're comfortable. The sounds around them don't bother them. They're in a safe place. They feel good enough to be able to fall asleep, because we're not built to just fall asleep around people we don't trust and stuff like that. That does not ever happen. So if a person falls asleep on my couch while people are doing stuff and having a good time, I am not offended. I actually find that to be a compliment, because it just means that they have found a comfortable place and they feel good. Let your guard down. Relax. I don't like people feeling uncomfortable and unhappy around in my home. My home is a comfort place. It is not a showpiece. That is for sure. But if you find comfort and feel like it's a home, that's exactly what I'm going for, because, I mean, that is what I have. That is it. There's no showpiece here. I've got kids. We're all a bit messy. We all have our hobbies. And sometimes things don't get picked up when they should. But that's what real life is like. Anyway, I'm really glad you were here today to hang out and crochet as I work on this lovely blanket. It looks a little boring now, but it will definitely get its appeal in a very short time. These cakes are only 398 meters, so it's not like a massive 900 meter cake like some of my other ones I'm working on. So that is awesome and amazing, and I'm really happy about that. So thanks for joining me here today at All the Crackers in the Box, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.